Hi chat, hello. Hi Prelude. That one you actually got me. Well, I mean got me in the sense I was like, I actually heard it. Is that music too loud? I feel like that music's a little loud. We need it to be like audible though, because otherwise it's just gonna be me talking. Nobody wants that. Hi Serge. Let's see, did I forget something? Probably. Wait, I need to check. Do I have a command for that? Yeah, okay, I do. Okay, everything seems to... I probably need to update that, but that's a problem for later. Let me write a note to myself though, because otherwise I'll be like, what did I want to fix? You've remembered to do the Discord thing. Is there anywhere else you post? I mean, I posted in a couple places. I didn't post in a lot of places. Um, I don't normally. I've turned on the light. I have the iPad sitting in front of me, and that's all set up. And I've got the scene set up as well. I'm not entirely happy with it. I need to like, if I did it more often, maybe if I get bored of what I have it in front of me, we can design the art scene a little bit better because you'll see it in a second. Have water. I have a cookie instead of chocolate today because I already had the cookie, so I was like, whatever. If anybody redeems that, it's a chocolate chip cookie, so Oh, it's a red velvet white chocolate chip cookie. So it counts. It's like a double chocolate cookie, but red velvet. Okay. At the moment we're on Minecraft playlist. Honestly, as I was hitting start stream, I was like, I kind of wish I'd set up the audio to not go to stream so I could play like Christmas music or something, but lose the glasses, really? You do realize you should have waited till I was actually drawing to do that. Because I'm just gonna sit here yap. I don't know how to start. It is interesting. I have it up on my third monitor, right? Because that's where my Stream Elements decides to live. Mommy. That's where I tell it to live. And from here, without my glasses, it definitely looks interesting because she loses certain lines, kind of get lost. Also makes it a little harder for me to read chat. You know what? This is a perfectly good opportunity for me to show y'all what it looks like when I don't have my glasses on for chat. Do I do that on this one or do I just make a new one? Hold on. Let me make a new one real quick. Sure, I don't care. It's not gonna live here. Anyway. It's crazy. It's almost double. Well, it's not quite double. It's like if double but blurry. I could show you, but nobody wants to know. I've always wanted to just like make it so I could show people, be like, this is what it looks like. It's crazy. It's almost like more like this. But then let's try that. Me practicing. Hang on, let me put my glasses on. That looks fuzzy. Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's even more of like a... I'm literally looking at your that text there, and like doing this. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Ish. I feel like it's even more blurry. I feel like there's like another layer that's just like this. It's a little bit like this. Yeah. So what do you put them together to make it not look blurry to you? Well, if they were all aligned, it would still look blurry because the edges are blurry. But yeah, no, I don't. It's actually honestly worse. I don't know if it's worse or better than that. Because the part that you can't quite capture in this, maybe I can with a little bit of, there's a little bit of like transparency to the like second layer that isn't quite getting in this. It's like I can see very clearly the darker bit. It depends on the text, to be honest. It is interesting that I think it's always up. Like the double bit is always on the top. But yeah. Honestly, the glasses, they help, but they don't help as much as they should. I think they may have not done it correctly. I don't know what they didn't do correctly, but something's not quite right. I still get this effect like on screens. Just less.
Hello there.
Hi, Mousy. Okay, I'm putting my glasses back on. I think it's been 5 minutes.
Resubscribed for 46 months.
Because now it's more of just like this, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Not even that. It's more of just if like it's not a hidden layer. I just unhid it. It's more like that now, which is not what it's supposed to be either. So I'm fine. I can see. Actually, I'll leave that where it is. Well, I'm not gonna leave it where it is, but I'll leave it. What fashion we designing? Well, that was just a that was a demonstration on how bad my ability to read text is when I don't have glasses on. Because things start duplicating when I do that. Oh. But yeah, we're 5.55, so good. Yeah, well, the thing is, when I don't have my glasses on, I can't read the clock. Unless I really try. Well, I can't read the one on my computer. It's too small from here. Okay, Amazon, that doesn't make any sense. It's like 1 cent deals. I'm like, yeah, okay, so if I buy a bunch of 1 cent things, I still have to pay shipping on them. That's not how that works. Anyway. Yeah, we're fashion designing, Zyda. Bonk. Uh-huh, I know. It's like, oh, story time in a second. What? Amazon, that reminded me of something. Can you tell my brain's a little bit? Yeah. I do eventually need to actually crop this, but so I wouldn't say. Okay, well, I will. How do I explain this? Because for people in the know, there's a very simple explanation of what this is. But for people not in the know, how do I explain this? Okay, I'm thinking. Thinks that you just looked at it too, but you couldn't find anything worth it. And you're in Amazon, so you also think it's a little different. Yeah, and I don't have Prime. So, explain what I'm doing. So, this character has gone through an evolution, one could say, recently. And while I had kind of done a drawing, and I can show you guys real quick, that I did this, minus the green squares, that was for something else. Good or bad evolution? Good. Very good. She learned some things. And, you know, gotta have a toxic workplace. Toxic for her. Maybe. She's sane now. So that's great. It's like, it was great timing because I was getting tired of playing, it's like, I had to like continually be a little better, but like still not completely sane, and now I'm just like sane, so it's great. Dark and broody, yeah. Well, and honestly, she went hiding in cloaks to open up a shawl. The shawl would be a way to say it. I've never heard it described as that. Oh, there's Wild Smirkle in chat. Smeagol? Yeah, it more she was closed off. Wordsmithing, yeah. Yeah. So when she did that and when she kind of broke an allegiance to a specific organization and switched it to a different organization, she was like, you know what, I'm not wearing the uniform anymore. I'm done wearing the uniform. I'm gonna do this instead. So first of all, she got a haircut. Sort of. It was like an adjustment, maybe more than an actual cut. Well, I mean, there was actual cutting involved of hair. Looked at the 1 cent deals Amazon just decided to. I don't understand. I could open it and find out what I see. Hold on. Let's just see. I just got a inappropriate for an art stream. Oh, I missed what it looked like. Okay, that's not 1 cent. Those are definitely $3. Hello? Okay, that one might be 1 cent, but like, that's definitely $5. Yeah, I don't think they understand. I don't think they understand how the maths, because that's not how that works. Anyway. So she went through a fashion adjustment, right? And so I drew this, but the thing is about this character, she has armor and weapons, and in this one, she's not wearing either of those. So I also did want to have like a profile picture for her that is not her looking slightly sad. That is also why. But also I've been drawing all sorts of dragons. We may end up taking a break from her and working on a certain cat dragon or something. That's a lot of drawings. That's a lot of work in progress drawings. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Well, floof doesn't count, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 active whips. We're not counting any of the ones in here that are partially drawn. Especially not the ones down here, because they haven't been touched in who knows how long. My first D&D character, though, is right here. There are times she isn't slightly sad. I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, I think there are times she isn't slightly sad. At least now. For now. I won't put anything past the DM, so who knows. This is for dragons. This, not anywhere near as refined sketch. Maybe it is more refined sketch. I don't know. The proportions are off. I have to fix. Is for the other campaign. This one's the powerful wizard. This one's just a sorcerer rogue. Celeste can always distract her. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Maybe Celeste should distract the DM. Because I do feel like she's due for another tragedy eventually, but for right now, she feels like she's due for another tragedy, and she's like, uh-oh. Anyway. Yeah, she's not sad at the moment. I feel like, honestly, her vibe, like, if I had to, like, pick a vibe that I wanted you to, like, immediately. Now Celeste's turn right now, apparently. Right now! That's true. That's true. That's crazy calling her by that name too. I'm not used to it yet. We had some lore drop the last time. That was great. So yeah, I feel like she's more of a like still broody, just less sad. So I feel like You know I'm trolling you anyway. I know, I know. I troll right back. I feel like a little bit more of like a stern expression makes more sense. Also, Steam is going crazy and it's not even open. I don't understand. It's like keeps notifying me people doing things over and over again. I'm like, stop. You're not even open. Alright. So, like I said, in the original, like, drawing I did when I decided she did the haircut and stuff, she didn't have her armor on. Which is, it was funny because I had then, it's funny, yesterday, we had a, I literally messaged Dragon. I was like, I'm having a fashion crisis. What do I do? And by me, I'm having a fashion crisis for Zyda. I fixed it now, I think. But I was like, you know, maybe I should draw her with the armor on. In the outfit she's going to be walking around in. Now, I did realize right before I ended working on it yesterday that, I forgot the cloak and I don't know. Like, she's got the collar going on, so I'm like, how do I resolve this? Oh, thank you for shouting out both Surge and Dragon. Yes, if you aren't following them, you should be. But yeah, I realized I was like, she's always wearing the cloak, and I always say that she's wearing her insignia pin on the cloak. So now I'm like, okay, we got another crisis on our hands. Not really. I'll just figure it out. But I'm like, how is she just not wearing it in this particular moment? I think I'm probably gonna end up doing more of a shoulder pinned cape situation maybe for this minute. Just because also I think technically it was a winter cloak. So I like, is she still wearing that? Is it cold? It's odd when two party members message me with the same crisis and don't answer each other. Well, see, what had happened was I was talking to Serge about my crisis. And then I said something about his character's armor, and he was like, no, you're wrong. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm right. Ask Dragon. I was like, I thought it was here. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it was there because I was going to draw it, and I literally cut the portrait off so I didn't have to draw the emblem on the chest. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's on the shoulder. And then I was like, Mass Dragon, where is it? Because I thought. And then I just kept struggling with the armor bit, and I was like, well, you didn't say the words you were wrong, but yeah. So, yeah. So, to be fair, my crisis preceded the question. However, Serge asked first because I was sitting here still trying to figure it out. You're very glad your character doesn't wear armor. That's fair. Though, honestly, sometimes it... Pauldron. Yes. I thought of the word. Sometimes, honestly, clothes can be just as annoying. I'll admit it. Though, I don't think I had that much trouble with yours. But I didn't do... It was a very simple shoulder thing, so it wasn't exactly... It was not a struggle. Oh, sorry, guys. And it's like, I know myself, right? When I don't know what the answer is, I kind of just crop it out. It's fine. Especially since that was supposed to be like a 2-hour project. To be fair, part of the reason I was having a crisis of it was because I originally did design the armor before she had a change of fashion decisions. I was like, this armor doesn't work with the new outfit. What do I do? But she still has to be wearing it because she still has it. Attitude shift. Yep. Oh yeah, definitely an attitude shift. I think the interesting part of it, peek under, I guess, my thought process. I was thinking through it a lot yesterday as I was drawing a little bit, and when I could think, I was thinking about it a little bit, and she's still. The interesting part of it is she's still gotta act like a soldier sometimes. So I've gotta remember to not throw all of that out the window. Because some things cannot just be changed like that anyway. So, yeah. It's like I gotta remember she's still got the training even though she doesn't wear the uniform anymore, you know. But yeah, when I was looking at the leather armor, like I just literally looked in Pinterest for leather armor trying to figure out what to do. As well as can be ups and downs. I found this. And I was like, you know what? I know she's had this for a while, and I don't know. Granted, I don't know, but I feel like it being slightly dragon inspired makes sense. Now, I did do a slightly different shoulder plate on this than that has. We'll see. I was struggling with the shape a little bit, but that is more reminiscent of. Is it in here? That's more reminiscent of this. I have some favorite pieces of like armor vibes. Honestly, that shoulder plate thing is one of my favorites. Also, pink armor in Minecraft when? That would be cool. Wow. It's like, I recognize this armor. I've done this design before. But I feel, given the context, a slightly draconic looking armor makes sense. I may do the whole one side has slightly silly armor, like a slightly different, is that the pauldron? I don't remember. Oh, why did it do that? Hold on. Literally looking at it. When did it do that? What? Hold on. It was working and then it wasn't. Hold on. About 2 minutes ago? Really? I keep a pretty good eye on it. I didn't think it did. Okay. Shout at me if it does that again. Because that was not on purpose. And it didn't fall asleep. Normally that happens when it falls asleep. I did not fall asleep that time. 10 stream streak, let's go. But yeah. I guess then you didn't see when I did this. So I'll show it actually. Yeah, the shoulder plate reminds me of this one. So, I'm excited to mess around with that a bit. It's like, I've done this before. Actually, to be fair, I've done it a few times apparently. That's fine. And Ninkata is in chat if anyone wants to catch it. Okay. So I think also... Ooh, I should check this to see if there's anything here I want to use. Or also this armor here that I designed one time. I need to finish this, to be honest. Because these people are really cool, but... might move it up on the list. But the thing is with the Minecraft character stuff, I tend to stick to minimal armor pieces. Hi Prelude, thank you for the lurk. So I haven't really done crazy armor design recently. So like putting a shoulder plate on our list does not count. It's not even in the right perspective, I think. I don't know anymore. I struggled with that one a lot. But while we're looking at our list, the way I've just been describing it, which it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but it does make sense, I promise, is that she is not copying him necessarily, but she is also copying him. Like, it's a little bit of just like she is leaning into the more chill vibes, a little bit more of the sorcerer vibes, a little bit more of the elvish vibes, but it's also, you know. So that's why there's some more like embellishment necessarily on the outfit, and a specific like style to and color. I think color is going to be the main one. It's going to be like, interesting. Now, granted, it's not just Arliss that has the blue colors that she's using for reasons, but it is part of it. Okay. So, yeah. I still have to, I don't know if I want this to be like if I want to pull this all the way out to here. Whether I want to layer it. It is leather instead of more of a plate. So I may even do more of a like fold type, not even a fold, but like a layer type scenario. But yeah, so I always intended when I originally designed the redesign, which sounds funny, but that's how that goes, was that like she was wearing like a shirt that was going to go under something. Under the armor, probably. But as I've been collecting, I think I was collecting for something else, some references for something else, I came across like this stuff, and I was like, actually, though, that's perfect because it's not an exact copy of what Arliss has. However, it's the same vibes, same energy. And it's a bit more of like a elegant versus the soldier vibes that she would have had before. And by soldier vibes, I mean, you know, I never really fully decided what that was, but it was a bit more of a uniform, and this is more of a outfit. It's a choice, which hopefully in a good way. Hopefully, it's a good choice. I don't know.
Yes, I bought sour cream.
They're trying to figure out dinner. So, yeah, that's what that's about the tomatoes and the sour cream, apparently. So, the interesting part, one of the things I still haven't quite figured out how I want to handle is the sleeves, because I do still want the, what are they called? The arm brace things. The braces? No. Bracers? You know, I should know these things. I do not. Whatever. The armor bracers. Okay. So I was right. Sort of. I do still want her to have those. So I gotta figure out how to make the slightly poofy but not actually poofy sleeve go into that, and it makes sense. Gloves are usually gauntlets. Yeah. Which she is wearing gloves, but she's not wearing glove armor. If that makes sense. So. I am cold. I need to put my hoodie on. But I don't want to get up. Okay, so yeah, she's not wearing gauntlets because I wouldn't. I personally don't feel like that makes sense in this case. There are archer shirts for the poof goes to the elbow and then tight fitted fabric at the wrist. Right? Yeah, it's less that it because the elbow is here. I do think the armors might be still a little off. I fix it eventually. It's still a little bit wonky. That's what happens when I pick a perspective and then I adjust it enough that I'm like, arms aren't quite right, but yeah. So I do. Maybe I just bring that off. Yeah. If we may get to that today, we may not. Who knows? So that's the center line of this bit. Yeah, either. Oh, and that arm is way too straight. Oh, for sure, it's way too straight. It's totally way too straight. I just haven't fought with it yet. She's not even finished posing. That's where we are in the sketch. I put more effort into certain parts of it than others. Because I literally tried like 3 times yesterday to get the arm to do what I wanted it to do, and it didn't. And so I went to go do the vest, and then I was like, wait, I gotta put armor over this. The solution turns out I'm just gonna make the chest, the vest rather, be the leather chest piece. Problem solved. Crisis averted, really. Okay, maybe I should move that where I can see it when I'm zoomed in, because that will be easier. So, I'm looking. So is it more of a... They definitely seem to have like 2 pieces to it. Let's go with a simple replicating scale situation first. Yeah, my thought is I think her upper arm's gonna stay kind of where it is, and then I'm gonna figure out how I want to pose the lower half in a little bit of a different, like here probably, or behind, but I don't.
Not the only one.
That actually might work.
But if it's everybody, just take the whole package.
You know, if I could just put the arm behind it, then I don't have to draw the lower half of the arm. I feel like this is a little too. Maybe it needs to be more of it, and then. Is that more the vibe? I feel like that might be at the wrong angle. if I do it like this. Hi, Zozo. Do you want attention? Hi. You should go, baby girl. Just came up and looked at me. Yeah. Hi. There, you got pets. She looks at me like, why'd you stop? I'm drawing, baby girl. Yeah, I know. Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, I was having a day yesterday. Oh, did I? I did. I did the thing I always do. Accidentally start drawing on the wrong layer. It's fine. Okay, good. I'll get back on the right layer, please. Thank you. And we'll move this down to the references. The dot's supposed to be there. I often end up accidentally putting dots when my pinky hits if I did it. Sometimes when I'm resting my hand on the iPad, it ends up putting dots places I didn't want it to put dots. And I thought I did that again, but nope, that's just... That's supposed to be there. That's what the green boxes were for on the other sketch, was marking where the new tattoos were going. Which she also got. I'm saying that happened before we left, maybe. Who knows? Probably? Yes? I never said it did or didn't, so you know. I'm good with either. But it's going to happen eventually, so she's having them now. Da, 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 da. It's one of the things I've kind of been doing recently with some of the D&D character drawings that I've been doing for myself, is it's less of like a right in this moment in the campaign, this is 100% correct. More of a this is correct now, maybe, sort of, and the future, and the past, a smidge. Because the reason I say this is because the last one I did of her with like her in her study, it started out with there's pieces there that actually are timelines be wonky, and there's items and things in there that shouldn't be there technically if there was a specific canon moment that was supposed to be. I was also like, it's a yes, it's a around this time thing. So, but the interesting things is for oh, that is not what I told you to do. Is for the other. Nope, show me my okay. As we see here, they have upgraded some of the touch commands, and I'm going to accidentally activate them all the time, apparently. Okay, actually, hold on, we should do... what was I saying? With her, the problem is I'm struggling actually is deciding on what I want for the sleeves. It's like I kind of want to do this, but I also kind of want to do that. With Zyda's, I know what I want to do. It's doing it correctly. There's an executor in chat. It looks like a three-headed turtle with no arms and a palm tree coming out of its head. That's a very interesting Pokemon. Yeah, I just don't know what to do with her sleeves for the other character. It is a palm tree. Oh, is it a walking palm tree? Yeah, I guess maybe it is. You're probably right. I don't know that removing those bits really made it any easier to do this. But we're gonna make it work. Nice, Surge caught it. Yep, that's not what I want to do. I meant to do that. Just fix that curve a little. Everyone should have 3 eggs became a tree, but there you go. Yeah, no, that doesn't really make any sense. But you know what? Whatever works, works. Pokemon evolutions made sense all the time. It would be a very different situation. No, it didn't say undo. I do wish sometimes they made more sense, but... I like that, I think. I think that works. Because it's a dragon vibes. It's good. Makes sense. And I mean dragon as in the animal, not necessarily the person in this situation. Though kind of the same thing. In this context, but da, 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 da. I'm excited to have like a new sketch of to be like, this is what she looks like now. Because before I drew the first one with all the armor and stuff, I just had the head sketch that was a quick... I think I might have done that the night before session. I don't remember. I might have finished it the night before session, I think. First session. I don't remember. But it was just a side profile because I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Because, you know, admittedly, I tend to spend a lot of hours on these things when I fully do all the colors and all the layering. So I didn't exactly have time to do that. That time anyway. Okay. That needs a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm streaming. What is supper? Tacos. Okay. Tacos. Cool. Doo, doo, doo. Did the music pause? No, it just it's on a quiet song. Hold on. So I like that. Then I gotta fix the arm positioning. Here's the debate. Well, it's not really a debate. It's a problem. I don't know what she's doing right now with it. It seems like I don't know. She doesn't have like a rape. Well, okay, she does actually technically have a rapier on her at the moment. She took it out of storage. But I don't think she's wearing it on her hip necessarily. I haven't decided. Weapon placement has not yet been decided. Because I still don't think it's going to be her main weapon anyway. She just started carrying it again for reasons I can't imagine. No reason at all. The problem is, as the player, it failed me way too much. So like, is she gonna draw it even though she has it? I don't know. She kept missing. So, she might just have it to have it look cool. Okay. What other references did I have in here that I needed to do stuff with? Okay. Mostly just... Honestly, I just might make the sleeve wider, like that one. I can wear it, guys. I swear. I might just make it wider like that. But then the other bit... I mean... It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make real world sense. It doesn't. Completely. Anyway. Arm. How am I going to adjust that? I just move it slightly at the elbow so it's bent. I think I need to shorten where the brazier bit goes. Bracer, not brazier. Brazier is the thing that has fire in it. I need to shorten where the bracer is, I think. Yeah, this is where I was at one point. This is where we are now. I have moved things around and did some things, and sometimes when I'm making a big amount of changes that I'm not 100% sure on, I just duplicate the layer first. Be like, I can always go back. We're gonna erase that again. Here, maybe. This is elbow. I can go the basic, just like slightly this way. I honestly, I'm trying to think if there's a way I could easily just do this. Which, I mean, I just did, but that's not right. Why is that not right, though? So many reasons, actually, because technically that would mean this needs to go here more, I think, for starters. Which I could just rotate it. Posing is the hard part. Hmm. Yeah, it would have to move that way, but I don't know that that's a bad thing. Does that also rotate? Rotates that, but is that a problem? I mean, I could just make it work. I don't want to draw her hand. I will be completely honest, but I'm not in the mood to do hands. Again, not doing it. Um, hmm. Yeah, I feel like that maybe makes the most sense. I just have to figure out how to. Okay, so granted, some of these lines are not good. Maybe I just leave the inside line, to be honest, for a second. And we just do this for a minute. Ah, let me. There we go. You know what? We just move that over there. We redraw the arm, and then I can put it back on the arm. Should I have rotated it before I did this? Possibly. Maybe. It's fine. That bit will need rotated too, but we'll get there. Okay. We can just start with lines, and then let me turn this off and see what I'm doing. To be wrong to begin with, and that's okay. There, I think. Be more right than it was, though. This way? Elbow needs to go more this way. Oi. Okay. Rotated is the problem, right? I also feel like she's at a really weird angle, so I almost feel like you would see more like see it more like this. Because she's not facing towards the camera in the sense of like she's not facing this way, she's facing that way. Maybe this way. So like angles, it's my favorite. I love angles. I do it to myself because if I drew every character straight on it would be boring. And I would never learn. I'm never going to learn perspective if I don't make myself do perspective. It doesn't mean that it's not going to drive me crazy. Two things can be true. mean, that's not terrible. I do feel like, and I felt like this from the beginning, I feel like something's wrong with the waist, and I can't quite figure out how to fix it. Because angles be angling. Just feel like I need to maybe just do. It's like, it doesn't look right. I know it doesn't look right. Why? I don't. Well, I mean, I know why. I just don't know how to fix it. But that also too thin and straight. Yeah, exactly. It's too thin and too straight. But I don't know where to put the curves in. Maybe just make it wider and it'll fix itself. Is that how that works? Okay, that helps a little bit. Just use a bit curvier, probably. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of that. Definitely. It's like I know what the problem is, but where to put the lines, how to adjust lines, that is always my problem. Which, you know, is funny because I'm drawing and just like where to adjust lines. Just adjust the lines. Well, it's not that simple sometimes. Well, actually, no, I just need to stick this. This needs to just flare more, and then this can not flare more, and it's fine. Like the whole thing a block higher. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. See, uh-huh. Where'd the music go? I don't appreciate being told, being quiet. I like background noise, thank you. Alright, the issue I was running into yesterday when I was fighting with it was if I just went wider, it just like something didn't quite work. The way I just did it did kind of help, but that did, those lines didn't work. Okay. Hmm. That this line did not work. Alright, hold on. We're just gonna no legs. It's fine. No, not forever. Um, brain. The waist is at the wrong spot. That that might be the problem number two. To be completely honest with you, now that I sit here and look at this. Because if this is here, here, Rah. Hmm. Okay, what if? Sometimes sometimes it's easier to do warp instead of actually redraw everything because then I can see right away how it's going to, how the lines are going to align, if that makes sense. That needs to be less straight, I think. Yeah, that, I think, has fixed a lot of it. Definitely in the right direction. Okay, I'll just have to clean that up. Yeah, she needs to look like a real person that actually exists. That is where the conundrum was coming. It's like, you need to look like you can actually exist. It's okay. I don't think that's quite right for the side, actually. So the line for that would be more like here. So I may need to adjust the trajectory of that line, and I'm making a mess. It's fine if I just do that. And that. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, okay, we just put lines in here for now. No, that's not right. It's fine. The other thing with her age, would her just make less accurate or more perky? I don't know. I was just drawing her the way I already drew her. You're probably right. Funnily enough, not the things you get taught in art school. I had to teach myself these things. To be fair, I didn't even do art school, so... Self-taught. Woo. Mostly. Mostly self-taught. Certainly in the drawing humanoids department, I'm self-taught. I'm actually trying to think. I'm thinking about my art class. Did we do anything? Huh? Self-portrait's the only thing I can think of. Which I suck at, so, you know. Surprise! To be fair, I feel like everybody hates their self-portraits. I feel like that's how that works. So... Not trying to be overly mean, but my ally is saying the shaping of her age is off. Okay. All good. Yeah, I think I mostly did plants and buildings for my drawings. Professor wouldn't let me do space for one of mine. I was like, but... but space! I had a really cool idea. But he was like, it's overdone. No. And I was like, fine, you're the one grading us, but I like that idea better. All good. I'll think about it. Probably not gonna work on it on stream. But yeah. I will probably adjust a little bit. You're probably right. One of the things is I do use references for the beginning of the posing, like when I'm starting out, and for shapes and stuff. And so sometimes what ends up happening is as I'm drawing, as point in case with what I'm working on like right now, I'm like, you know what? Nope, it needs a little bit of a different arm shape, and it needs a little bit of this. You know, maybe what I figured out. Okay, so I guess I didn't. Did I ever say? I don't think I did, and I didn't do it on stream. When I was working on this, I was struggling for the longest time. Why the face looked wrong. I could not figure out how to get the face to look right. Turns out, the face was just too tall. It was just like too much forehead was going on. I think it was that, and I think it was a little bit too far off her shoulders. But mainly the face was too tall, so when I made the face shorter and I moved it down, all of a sudden it fixed, and I was like, oh, that was easy. Me sitting over here redrawing the eyes and trying to move the nose, and the problem wasn't that, it was the forehead. So as I do, to be fair, actually with that one though, I didn't have a good reference, so that's part of the problem. But sometimes, a lot of the time, it's like I start with a reference and then I just like I shift from the beginning. Like with this one, I know for sure that I'm going to be moving this part of her this way. Something's not quite right there, and I gotta fix it. I just haven't done it yet. So, yeah. It's a evolving process. Do, do, do. The good thing is, even though I don't always know how to fix the proportion issues, I do usually notice them. It's like I know something's wrong. I don't know how to fix it necessarily, but I know something's wrong. I'm grateful that I know I can do that. Now, that's with humans. And elves and such. I can't say the same for the dragonborns and stuff I've done, because I kind of just winged that. I would say pun not intended in that case. There's certain decisions with certain dragons that I'm working on right now that I'm just like, I want to take back that idea now. Like, part of me wants to make it work. But, like, I don't think I can draw it the way I want it to look. Because I'll show you which one I'm talking about. This one, I want to make this wing shape the way I want it to work. I want to make it work. I can't get it to work. I'm this close to just being like, you know what? No, it's just gonna have normal wings, and I'm just gonna redraw it again with a slightly different wings and be done. Because like I'm getting annoyed with the perspective on that one, and just I was like, oh yeah, it's a sphere. How hard can it be? It's very hard, turns out. At least for my brain. Waist looks better though. Yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. I honestly, having this reference up here helped because I was like, wait a second. If this is here, that should hit here. That makes more sense, you know? I don't know if you can see my little mark I made, but like... That's one of the reasons I have multiple references and all the different things, because it helps me a lot. If I didn't use references, I would never draw creatures of any type. Well, okay, not any type. I draw bats all the time. But if I didn't use references, I would get irritated at myself way too quickly. But you're drawing organic beings without a reference is kind of like silly anyway. Speaking of references, actually, hold on. I have a perfectly good opportunity. Is that book down here? Surely I have that book over here. How to draw a comic book? No. Is it that one? Is it the Marvel one, or is it the DC one that I wanted? Oh, it's dusty. Okay, that's not the one I wanted. I have a few art reference books, and I just realized I might have one. I have one that has arms in it, and that might just be helpful. Well, I mean, it has more than arms. One of these over here is going to be useful to me. Digitally drawing. Was it digitally drawing? Where was pencil? Is which one? Okay. Hmm. One year, my parents got me a bunch of how to draw like comic stuff for oh, this one has a bookmark in it. It's probably that one for Christmas. And they always sit on my desk doing nothing, looking cool on my art book pile. Ah, yes, here we go. Anatomy. Love that. Arms. No, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah, these books are really cool. Oh, I fell asleep. And I really like them. I just sometimes forget I have them, and I also don't usually draw sitting here at my desk. Okay. Right, I'm like... Right. Okay. Right, where am I gonna put this where I can see it? Move my snacks. Over here. Oh, that's dust on my desk. It's fine, everything's fine. It was an interesting read way back when I did read it, and I still want to use them. Though I would say I've gone away from a comic book style. Excuse me, for the most part. Nice, you got the boon sweet. Because if I, for a second before I start working on this arm again, I still feel like something just a little bit off with that, but I'll figure it out. If I scroll back, fair enough. Where's the character that? Oh, it wouldn't be in here. It would be in. Like, honestly, this is one of my oldest like drawings that I have digitally. And it's not really in a, it is comic book style, but it's more the animated TV show style. But I never really did full comic style necessarily. In all honesty, because the inking and shadows that they use normally, my brain doesn't work with that. I'm gonna delete that. I do think that's a little bit. Let me flip through this for a second. Yeah. It's funny, the bookmark I refer to is actually simply a paper clip. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. There's not really. The interesting part, at least interesting to me, is the difference between this style and like some of the animated shows, and then like my style is like a very different. There was a trajectory. I never really did because the books I have, which were this one is the DC Comics Guide to Penciling Comics by Klaus Jensen. It was much more of a hyper I wouldn't call it hyper realistic because it's not hyper realistic, but it's almost. I guess it is. It's like hyper realistic, but slightly boosted hyper realistic, which is not what we're doing here. Not doing that. Okay. However, shapes need fixed. So, do a little bit. Well, that's where the armor's going. I don't care. We fix the shape first. Shapes first. Fix later. No, because it would be. There would be a little bit of overlap. Maybe a little less. It's always interesting to look at what the way other people do stuff like this and be like, yeah, not I. Realism and I have never gotten along. Surprising no one, to be fair. The few times I have had to do realism, I've hated it. I'd be like, why? Because I can't do it. That's why. I literally can't do realism to the level I want to do realism. And so then I just get irritated. It's like, maybe I could learn. No, there's a level of which there is no learning. I mean, there would be if I tortured myself for who knows how long. But, like, there's a point at which you realize that maybe you should just enjoy learning the slightly more cartoony style and not do realism. Because, oi. And I think part of it is even when I've done more realistic stuff, it's trying to think of an example. There's a point at which it just becomes an illusion of realism. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so then this. Ah, no, that's not a pen, that's the eraser. I may look up specific references for close to that angle because it's better. My brain, I'm just like, right, that's the problem with that. Is if I do it that way. I'm literally putting my arm behind my back. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Elbow is that way. I can't see it though, that's the problem. I can just feel it. Yeah, that's one part of it. I think it... Oh, did it again. I need to look through the touch controls and figure out what it is doing that for and turn that off because I don't use... Maybe I should. I don't use the, like, tap it twice to, go on eraser. Oh, look, it's fun. when you do it on purpose. I don't, because I would do it on, I do it on accident all the time instead. Therein lies the issue. I see possibly a solution. Maybe a solution, maybe more of a problem. Who knows? Sometimes you just have to move things and find out. That does look better. Honestly, I think the issue is gonna be the elbow placement, which I will have to honestly look at a better reference, actual reference for that. Because the issue is, and I do not recommend trying to put your arm behind your back to realize this, but if you think about it, when you do that, you're rotating it, right, to where if you're just holding your arm straight, like straight arm to your side, you're turning it sideways, so like wrists forward, like watch face forward, but then you're also twisting it a little bit further back. I don't know if that makes any sense. So it's just like, what part of the arm are we looking at here? Because is the center of the arm here? Like the center of the like elbow here? Or is it here? That's the question. Which, yes, means the thing on the shoulder needs to move as well. It does. It does need to move. I just haven't figured out how yet. Get there. I think it does need to at least rotate upwards. Like that. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure. Just do... maybe like... ISO? Maybe? I did say she's wearing a loose shirt, but for the sake of trying to get the arm shape right to begin with, I'm gonna unloosen the shirt for a minute. It's fine, everything's fine. Okay. You can tell I didn't know what to do with the other arm because it's currently just it's barely a shoulder. Actually, that's not right anyway. Fix that. Anyway. So, yeah, clearly, bits and pieces I'm slowly figuring out. A Wild Iron Bundles in chat if anyone wants to catch it. I'm gonna try to catch that one. Okay. Guess I should have named the stream Anatomy, Freehand Anatomy instead of Fashion, but it's okay. I mean, we're kind of still doing fashion. It's fine. Okay, what other parts of the outfit did I need to... Okay, so... I said that way too many times in a row. It's fine, it's fine. So, I have to figure out... That's still wrong. The arm rotation before I can probably finalize that armor bit. So I'll probably have to come back to that. What other pieces of things did I need to remember? Let's look at the craziness that is this. I could probably put the dagger somewhere. Oh, the heck? Yeah, I know, I still have to fix that. I'm gonna work on that off camera. Okay, like the one Pokemon I tried to catch tonight. Is it shiny? The heck? Okay. Mousy, you also caught it. I don't know why I got a shiny and you didn't, but you caught it too. Okay. RNG. I can't explain it. I made sure to include in this I made sure to include a lot of details and some Easter eggs. And actual Elvish and Dwarvish? I don't remember if it was Dwarvish or not. It might have just been Elvish. No, I think I did Dwarvish. I think the bottom book and the close stack is Dwarvish. Something, I think. You only have 2 shinies? I know, you should have gotten the shiny. Yes, the perspective on this is wrong. It's fine. I'm trying to look at the Easter eggs and think of what all I need to try to include. The most obvious one I am not necessarily going to include in this. The cookie bag, in all honesty, is not getting included. I don't think. At least not in the one I'm gonna just... It's not obviously going to be included. I don't know where she keeps it. And I don't think it's actually that big. I doubt. But... it's also not necessarily something new players know about, so... or new character, whatever you put it. It's not necessarily something you're gonna notice right away. It's just a fun thing I have. So probably the daggers. Dagger. Oh, that's where my brain was going before your character literally caught you red-handed. That's true. Most of the current characters in the current party do know about it. I believe. Wait, does Jackson know? Search? I don't remember. I know you know. I don't remember. Now that I think about it, I don't know that Jackson knows. I need to need to get better about getting back to actually sneaking people cookies during a session. We've just been, vibing inside in the house for too long that I just don't remember. Jackson does not know about the bag. Okay, noted. Yep. More cookie sneaking needs to happen. We're out of the house now, so maybe I have opportunity. A better opportunity. Okay. Right. That's where everybody went. Dagger. Right. What type of dagger is the... it would be question for Dragon, and I can type it up instead if you would rather. But she got a new dagger recently, and I still don't completely know what kind it is. I just know it's small. I feel like you told me, and then I forgot. So... I want to include that in this. Because I feel like, first of all, she has it in her hand all the time now. Little punch dagger. That little punch dagger. I can read. She keeps fiddling with. Yes. I don't actually know what that looks like. I don't know what a punch dagger is. I have an idea in my head. Be equivalent to a belt buckle dagger. Yep. Okay, I look it up. I, now that you've given me the words to look up, I can look it up. I didn't know what to call it. Okay, so I was close. Ooh, I like that one. Okay. I'm assuming more of these vibes, honestly. Hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, you know, it would help if I have the right thing open. So yeah, we were thinking the same thing. That's perfect. Yay! Okay, let me get that reference where I can actually use it. Hold on, chat. You're gonna have to go into screen cover mode for a second. If you look up Assassin's Creed daggers, that might help you. Ah, okay. Yeah, the thing is, in my head, it was very an impractical design in my head. I'll put it that way. And I was like, I don't think that's right, but I don't know what it is. But when she said belt book, I was like, I think I might know more of what it is. Yeah. I probably meant to ask you at the original point in time and I just forgot. Yeah. Okay. Do that. I save that to my image roll. Then I go over here on my iPad. Insert a photo. It'll show up eventually. No, not a file. Insert a photo. Just gotta get the cloud library. Sharp and goes in. Simple. Yeah, I was looking. I'll show you the picture that Dragon sent me in a minute because it's the one I'm. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna use for the shape. But I was thinking much more of a thinner blade. It's like in my head originally, I was like, that doesn't make sense. But see, I don't know things about daggers, so in fairness, I was like, that's why I asked what it looked like because I was like, I don't think the one image I have in my head is right because it doesn't feel right. But she would definitely, and also the music's gone again, hasn't it? Oh, the intimidating vibe was the music. The blunt works too. It's just harder to work at. Well, yeah. Have I hit anybody over the head with a dagger yet? I don't think I did. I think I just stabbed people. Honestly, nowadays, interestingly, I think now her favorite weapons are all smaller, which is funny to me. Because her current favorite fidget toy is her little dagger that she has now, as she made apparently when she was a kid. It's her fidget toy. For reasons, I swear that makes sense. That means she's a lover, not a fighter, or she just likes to get close. Actually, she tends to fight from the distance. She tends to throw her darts. In all honesty, one, because it looks cool, but also because it's just what started working. And she might be able to tank now. Tank damage now, maybe. But originally, before she got her new armor, she was too squishy to go toe-to-toe with some of the things that we were fighting. A little too squishy. She's like, I'll just shoot it from far away where it can't hit me. It's fine. But, I think now she probably would get a little closer, but her darts tend to work better. And she tends to, I was about to say, she tends to be throwing the darts over, like, someone else is usually up close. Everyone, your character is pretty much the only one that goes and prefers up close and personal. Yeah. The thing is, Zyda has done that. Twice, I want to say. She's gone double dagger up close. It's not that she doesn't use her dagger. She just tends to be in the shadows. I think she has used it. Well, I've got my other fancy dagger that's very fun. It's basically a spiky knuckles, but the 2 times she did was pre-sanity. One of them, I don't remember why she did the one. I know what, like, it was more of a, like, she was in the headspace, like, I don't care how badly I get injured, and I'm irritated or something, and so I'm gonna just get up in this thing's face. I don't remember why she was irritated. Do I know which character's fault it probably was? Yes, I'm not gonna point any fingers though. It's fine. Well, it could have been somebody else's. It could have just been a general vibe. I remember when it was. I just don't remember for sure why. I could look at my notes. The first time she did it. No, wait. Would that have been the same? The other time she did it was when Glace got into trouble and she was mad, but she also got into the fight physically to pull some of the aggro. It's usually your character's fault? I mean, it was at the time, yeah. You're not wrong. I just don't think that specific instance was actually specifically Wild's fault. I think that was maybe a cumulative issue. The reason I say that is because I do think it was the same session that I wrote that she felt like she was just the magical door unlocker. So I think she might have just, well, to be fair, she was in a mood anyway, but she was just in a mood. It didn't help that I needed healing pretty badly and only one character noticed. And she didn't say anything, so it was partly her fault. But, you know, it's very interesting to get into the headspace. I feel like I did pretty good most of the time. But it's not, the issue is, and why I'm glad I get to now be away from it for a little bit at least, is it's not obvious to the rest of the characters what's going on. Especially if they don't know what you're normally like. Would be my other thing. It's like they didn't know her before she was slightly crazy. Not slightly crazy, slightly not okay. Slash completely not okay. So they had no point of reference. I feel like if she had that kind of shift now, it would be a lot more noticeable. Which, to be fair, is the shift into sanity has been noticeable. To be fair, your character wouldn't have been able to help on that front. Our campaign characters did not have the greatest start as a group. Yeah, they didn't. It's okay though. We made it work. 10 growth appears if anyone wants to try to catch it. To be fair, that's why I don't know that it would have been your fault. But also, I wrote that sentence after that fight, and I don't remember what caused her to take on the animated armor herself. I don't remember what it was. but like I do remember that writing that down. Because one of the things I do, one of the reasons I take notes, just for the record, at D&D talk, I'm sorry if that's not your thing, but here we are, I'm drawing the character, is I don't just take notes of like, okay, we did this, we did X, we did Y, you know, so-and-so said this. It's also of a, here's where her head is at. Here's what she's thinking. Okay, she got this piece of information. What does she think about this piece of information? It was like yesterday, my character got, in our IRL campaign, the Serge and I are both in, my character got a lore drop, right? She got a lore drop about a thing. And so well, to be fair, I kind of forced the DM's hand with it a little bit by using a spell. Just be aware if your players have legend lore as a spell, it makes you tell them things if they cast it. It's expensive as all get out, which I realized after the fact. It was funny. He was like, normally that price would dissuade you, and I was like, I kind of already decided I wanted to do this before I knew what it had cost, but it's fine. I have the money. It's like 450 gold. I had it, so it was fine. But yeah, he had to tell me stuff about the thing I casted on. And so then I was like, all right, well, you know, he cut to where everybody else was for a second. And I sat down and I was like, all right, this is the information she's been given. What's she think about it? What's she connecting it to? Because I've connected some dots. And I don't know if the dots are actually connected. I just have connected them. We will see if they're actually connected. Which is always the fun part, to be honest. Yeah, it was a fun lore drop. I'm curious to see where this is going, and if it's going where I think it's going, maybe, which will be fun. But I'm also not going to spoil the DM's fun and predict. I'm not going to actually speak my predictions into existence. That didn't sound right. I'm not going to speak my predictions. I'm gonna just be like, I knew it later. But yeah, that was fun. But I literally filled half a page of notes with her thinking through okay, here's what she's thinking about this, and does this have to do with this, or is it not have to do with this? And because like, are these things related to each other, or do they just happen to be about the same subjects? But yeah, so I have circling back to Zainab. I have the notes of like certain points where I would write down, okay, here's where her head's at with this. Excuse me. Not just what happened, and not just like she's angry, though I did write that down a few times. Usually she's angry at so and so. 90% of the time an early campaign was wild, it's fine. we solved that issue. I won't say no other characters were harmed in the process, but we solved that. It helps, especially like the end of session. I like to write down like where I think her head's at, so that when I go back to it, I can be like, "Nice to meet you, I'm so and so." I mean, I know someone who would do that. Actually, I feel like, yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like I know someone who would do that. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Ooh, should definitely have. Okay, would it though? It's like it definitely should have, like, if she was making it now, because she made this with her uncle, right? Who's a blacksmith. If she was making it now, she definitely would include some like star moon imagery. However, I'm like, would she have done that when she made this? I don't know that she would have. She didn't know. Hmm. And yes, I could wait to decorate this, but you know, I like doing what I like to do is draw the weapons big and then I copy that and adjust and place it on the thing. I like to do that when I'm drawing them. Is how I do it. Maybe not her, but her uncle would have added to it. Maybe. I was debating because like she didn't necessarily know why those symbols would be important to her at the time. But I'm wondering if he would have just been like, you should do this. Here's the template. That's the right, like, or that's just what he had, right? It could always be that. Just doing it again. How do I turn that off? And it could always be. I need to stop putting my hand over my mouth. That does not help you guys to hear me, does it? It could always be a little bit more subtle than she probably would have done now. But I also don't think a gem really makes sense in this situation. I do just some like shapes. I don't remember. Doesn't necessarily have to have been at the time of making during the time in the library. True, she could have added to it later on. That's true. So I don't know that she has. There's enough time there for him to add it, considering the circumstances. Oh, for sure. Though I think that's yeah. I actually do have an idea for another weapon. I don't know why my character keeps collecting weapons. It's a problem? Maybe. I don't know. Is it a problem? Hold on, I need to look at some things. Hold on. We also don't know how much work her subconscious was doing. No one knows. Her subconscious could be doing a lot of work. Because just because she doesn't remember doesn't mean she doesn't remember. No, I don't like that. I think that one of the fun parts when designing characters, including their fashion stuff, is including little Easter eggs and little like pieces that indicate the like overall lore of their life that you're never necessarily gonna actually like talk about in game. Not that you won't talk about the lore, but like the pieces of outfits that are like, oh yeah, she's wearing blue all of a sudden. Well, that might be more obvious, but like an example I'll pull, which also, why do all my characters end up with space themes? That's a thing. Here we go. Just like the amount in this character's like outfit that is just like stars and moons and like space, and like this is a planet down here, right? Just like the I was like anything I could think of that it could turn into some sort of reference to her, um I would call it almost I don't know if it was like her fascination with the stars and space and light. I did. Right. Arliss, same thing, as like anything that I could like every time I was like, I don't know what to put here. It was like, okay, well, star, moon, sun, whoa. All the kinds. It wasn't it's interesting to when you're designing a character, you pick the things, right? And then you end up um I need music that's actually playing. Please. Okay, let me see if I turn that off for a second. Maybe if I turn it off and then back on again and when I switch playlists, it'll work correctly. Nope. Hold on. There we go. I'm trying to think of like another good example of a character that has like a theme to it. I mean, I feel like this character does. Wherever I could put fire stuff, I did. Fire and flowers and art things. And like one of the details that never necessarily got addressed with this character yet is like the fact that she does in fact have fire scars. Like she has got that burn on her arm, on her shoulder. But like those are the details that are sometimes the most fun to like include. And the little things like her and her familiar having the same necklace. Because I believe it was a necklace that I used to summon the familiar. I'd have to go look. That kind of stuff. I'm trying to think. Otherwise. Yeah. It's fun to do the details like that. There's a wild shroomish in chat if anyone wants to catch it. Yeah, that looks better. Do, do, do. And so one of the other bits, speaking of like pieces that are gonna, do I want to do this down the middle? Pieces that are gonna have a lot of like detail in them. I do think I'm going to mimic the embroidery, not necessarily the actual embroidery, but like the placement of the embroidery on that red vest. And I do think I'm gonna add some for her. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to mess around with some stars themed. Honestly, probably more moon themed, I think. As much as like Arliss has star, sun, and moon, I feel like Zyda might go more moon themed for no reason whatsoever. Just a slight moon, more moons than anything else. There's no reason at all for that. No. Okay. Now that I've done that, let's turn that one off. Would she just have it on her? Waist? Where do you... I mean, obviously, if it's a belt one, you keep it on in the belt buckle, but... This next problem, where's she keeping it? Scale-wise... I think it's like probably that big. I probably have to redraw it because it's now it's smaller. Okay. We're going on time. Okay. I am feeling hungry, so I may skedaddle and go eat. Excuse me. I might not. For a minute. We'll see. Okay, what other fashion things? Oh, I remember the cloak. The cloak. I was gonna fix the cloak. Oh, you know, Mousy, I see exactly what you mean. Yeah, I need to fix that too, don't I? Okay, I'll get to that later. It's fine. Okay, I finally went back and I'm like, wait, I know one of the things that's wrong. I can see it now. You know what? That line can be her cloak instead of her arm. We can just... She doesn't have an arm right now. It's fine. One of the interesting things I just thought of for the character development part, right? Many places that it can be sheathed when you put the bracer on her. Can be hidden there. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it might end up on this arm. Like here somewhere. Maybe she's gesturing with that hand like she's talking or something. You know, her mouth's not open. But I could fix that. It's like if arm is here, which I'm actually probably just gonna leave that terrible sketch of an arm in, then I could definitely see putting it here. Just like... That's not quite right, but... The vibes are right. There we go. I don't want to draw the hand, and I also don't know that I want to draw her trying to fidget with it because my brain would explode, I think, if I tried that. And we don't really want my brain to explode. It's not normally on the agenda. No, I'm now noticing. I have maybe sussed out what is wrong. This. I do think this needs to be longer, but I may fix that secondary. Made it a little too angular. There we go. That's better. I'll fix it more. Shrinking the proportions and rearranging the proportions is just messed up some pieces of things. I do think I can move this back to where it was safely-ish. It's not the elbow. Let me just do that. A little bit rotated, I think. There you go. Yeah, it was less a question, in all honesty, of where could it be? Where would she keep it? Which, you're right, the bracer does make a lot of sense. Especially given that she tends to just, like, not have it in her hand one minute and then have it in her hand. So it would make sense if it was somewhere she could easily get to it without necessarily realizing where she got it from. So, while we're on the subject of daggers, though, go to... Where is it? Where you be? I'm gonna look right past it. Ah, there. Yeah, her darts, I'm probably gonna move, to be honest. Because I don't know that it actually makes any sense for them to be there in her boots. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Is her other dagger? Dun, 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 dun. Sadly. And not sadly, because it makes sense canonically, but like, sadly for the sake of aesthetics, this dagger is no longer in her possession. But I really still like the design of the sheath, and yeah. Who knows? Maybe someday she'll get it back. I don't know. Then again, I don't know that I want her to get it back. Implications. Implications, consequences, you know. I have to do. Yeah. I saw a Discord notification and I was like, wait, did I actually get an actual message to me, or is it just in general it's telling me things are happening? Okay, so I don't have those. Don't have those on a separate layer at the moment. Alright. We'll grab it and then I will figure out what to do with it later. So I don't know. She doesn't use her bow too often, to be honest. Anymore. But she still technically has it on her, so. Just have it melt, problem solved. Of what? Her other dagger that she gave away? Or you mean the push dagger? It would be funny if it just like turned itself into liquid metal. That would be entertaining. Dagger. Oh, I misunderstood. Never mind me. Yeah, it's the one she gave away. I really like the aesthetic of the dagger, but it made so much sense for her to give it up. It was a sad day. But it was a necessary sacrifice on the player's part. Gotcha, you remember now. Yeah, I figured you would. Once I said gave away, it would kind of gave it away. Yeah. It's like I loved that design I did, but it's like the reasons it was sentimental no longer made it sentimental. Yeah. Was part of her shedding her old identity. You know how it is. And making it sentimental for someone else. Passing along the sentimentality symbolism. There's actually more symbolism in that too that in a character I didn't actually say. I thought about it and it didn't quite fit into. Funny enough, you do well, your character does anyway. Yeah. She gave it to someone for the context for everyone else who wasn't there, because I realized none of y'all know. Mousy and Dragon know what I'm talking about. The dagger was given to her by a mentor, I think I decided. And it had the symbol of the organization she originally belonged to on it. And it was like her main dagger for the longest time. When she decided to quit that organization, she had to have a conversation with her team, and she gave it to a former team member. I was like, here, this is not me this isn't gonna serve me anymore, but maybe it'll serve you. She was like, here, have this thing. There's a little bit more to it than that. Obviously. I guess I don't care if I say this. The other part of the symbolism for her was like, I can't protect you anymore because I'm not going to be with you anymore. However, maybe my dagger can. But she'd never fully said that because she said the other parts of what she needed to say. and it just didn't flow. So, you know. Just means I can't draw her with that dagger anymore, and it's that sad. That's why I'm thinking she may end up with a alternate symbolistic weapon, though it may just end up being the push dagger. I don't know. Because at this point, at least for her, as far as like, she may have a drawing of the dagger somewhere. Oh yeah, she would definitely have a drawing of it. Possibly. I just meant in the sense of like, as a character, character art, she's not gonna have it on her because she obviously doesn't have it on her. But I do think she might commission a new one. Slightly different with the new symbol that she now follows. Commission's a strong word, given that her uncle will probably just do it. But you know, oh heck, she might be like, "Hey, can I help? Be a part of the process again?" Who knows? I haven't made these decisions yet, and they're not entirely mine to make. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it was one of those things. Is like I was torn, but I realized that it's what the character would in fact do. As much as like she didn't want to give it up, she's also stepping into a new situation, new life, almost essentially. So she's like, there's a part of it. It's like the part that would have kept her from giving up to begin with shifted. Because she was no longer feeling the loyalty to the organization that she felt before. I mean, obviously her exit was that was fun. That day was fun. I had so much fun being an absolute sass that day. I was very sassy that day in character, and it was a lot of fun. Which is where I say like the shift to sanity has been obvious, because it was definitely one of those moments where everyone was like, hold on a second. Who are you and what you've done with our doom and gloom? Well, not doom and gloom, but the gloomy and brooding rogue. Where's she gone? She's not here right now. And I loved it. I don't know why I'm fixing that line, because literally that's not gonna matter. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So cloak. So I guess that begs the question, where is she currently wearing her pin? Decisions. I don't know if I've drawn that logo yet. I have to be fair, it's actually gonna be easier to draw than the Sentinel one. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot easier to draw. Where's she? I'm sitting here looking at it thinking. What I'm thinking, I'm going to fix something that's bothering me so that it doesn't bother me, so I can think. Yeah. Good enough. The thing is, I didn't give up the magical dagger. I gave up the sentimental dagger. The magical dagger, this one, she still has that one. She still has it, so it's fine. I could always just say it's on the side that we can't see of the, like, it's like here. I could put it there and still technically kind of see it. Look for food. Later, prelude. Yeah, I need to eat food soon. I can feel that I'm hungry. Honestly, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna eat food and then get back into this probably. And fight with the pieces that I haven't fought with on. Because I need to remember that it's there. So maybe I do draw. Let's see, it was be a moon and then guy in front of moon. Kind of hard to draw when you. Kind of hard for that to make any sense. Maybe I just like make it. Is it this maybe? I don't know if that helps. Okay. All the perspectives are wonky on that. Alright. I'll just write myself a note. That was supposed to look like a question mark there. Dun, dun. Oh, you redeemed a chocolate earlier and I didn't take a bite of my cookie. I totally spaced. It's fine. Cookie. Bite taken a cookie. Maybe that'll help my brain. Definitely have the cloak peeking through on this side though. Something like that. I don't know. I have to. Maybe I do just put something here. That's what the problem is. Probably needs to be just that. Okay, there are so many problems. That's the point. It's always a work in progress until it's done, and even then sometimes it still is. At least with my drawings, they are anyway. There's always a point at which you say it's done enough, and it's not really fully done. With most of them. And some of them I feel like I do get to a point I'm like, yep, nope, that's done. That's done. So, I gotta think about what... Well, I probably should fix the proportions on that first. Gotta think about what embroidery I want to put on the vest. The only thing is, and I'm gonna be careful when I color it to keep this in mind, is even though it has embroidery and like stuff on it, it's not gonna be high contrast colors. Because, you know, we're not compromising the stealth factor for the fashion factor. So the like undershirt is gonna be a dark blue. And like the embroidery on it might be a lighter blue or a gray. But it might not, it's not gonna be as obvious as it is right now, like the line bits. The sun and moon bit I think will be a bit more sun, moon, star thing will be a little bit more obvious. But it's not gonna be as high contrast. because she kind of needs to still be able to disappear into the shadows. Just, you know, just a smidgen. So, the dark colors. And then the armor is black. The vest is black. So it'll be... It's gonna be a darker color situation, for sure. And I may just have the I mean, she has it on her. But does she have it on her? I'm debating about the quiver and stuff, because, like, she would... Okay, granted, she has way too many weapons to actually physically carry. That is one of the problems. Well, I mean, not really. Maybe one too many. Maybe. The thing is, the daggers are kind of easy to hide, and so the darts. Ooh, maybe that's what I do, like, on this arm. Underneath this bit right here-ish, I put the darts. Once I figure out this arm, I put darts. Darts go there. I actually didn't do too terrible on the size there. That. Yep. Okay. I do also need to work on the hairstyle a smidge and get it to look a little better, I think. But the other part of that is, I think when I actually illustrate it, is going to actually flow right. Right now, it just looks slightly weird. That's one of the other interesting things is, like, deciding on what bits of the original design I didn't necessarily like. And moving and or removing them. Not that I necessarily disliked the original design, but didn't like for her new vibes. Yeah, I like that armor design for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and do, for now, for the sake of argument, do that. I know it's not quite right, but I start there. Yeah, I like the, like, kind of moon buttons. I like that as, like, a concept. It'll be fun to draw one a bit of it shiny and, like, one bit of it not or something. Then again, should she have shiny buttons? I don't know. It's not like Dragon's gonna make me roll, make my stealth DC higher just because I drew shiny buttons on my characters, so. Right? I know, don't give him ideas. There's a wild Passimian in chat if anyone wants to catch it. I'm gonna try just because I haven't tried that many Pokemon today. Depends on the setting, and now that I know that they're shiny. I didn't say they were! I didn't say they were. I said I was thinking about it. Goodness. To be fair, I did that to myself. If it does happen. But, I don't know. They may not be shiny. They may be shiny. They may be not shiny. Well, that English sentence did not end up working out, now did it? What else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing pieces. Other than the embroidery, I don't really feel like doing right now. I've got to think about it. Okay. The darts, which I'll honestly just copy over. You can tell that's a not finished sketch because the arrows are not turned into arrows, they're just currently sticks. Oh, yeah, the color scheme for this, where is it? Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is gonna be the colors for that. This was just like rough putting in of the colors so that I could have something new for the profile picture originally, but then I have the new tattoos are also green, so that's fun. It's ironic because as a fashion wise, she's going away from the green, and now, but she's also not going away from the green, so that's fun. Also, just because I haven't worked on it on stream at all. Maybe I did one day. I don't remember. I don't remember what I worked on my last art stream. It's been a minute. This is the character from Sanctuary SMP. This is my art of that, and I added the katana and the scythe. It's obviously in the middle of getting colored, so I think done adding details. Though I did think of one, I think the other day that I don't remember now what it was. It's like, oh, I should add that. Think I can remember? No. But she's got the original design of the skin right, where she's got the paintbrushes, and but we've also got the cloud in the bottle, the backpacks, because I didn't want to draw an actual giant backpack. Some of the other like artifacts like the lightning necklace, and that kind of stuff. The wings are going to be honestly one of those things that I'm just going to probably try to do, get mad at, and eventually figure it out, a way to make it work. Because that's, yeah. That's my process, it's okay. I will add paint splatter to her once I am in the coloring, like fully, like once she's fully colored. I'll go back in and add the paint splatters to the spots that they're supposed to be in. The sleeves are still not quite right on this one. But she's come a long way. I don't know if I have an earlier version of the sketch in here somewhere. Like I said, sometimes I duplicate things and then continue working on it just in case I don't like things. So I could have had a earlier sketch, but not that one. I also still really love some of the details I put in this. I haven't finished this yet, but I really like some of the fun little details. I need to get back to cluttering up this kitchen. I'm not gonna do it today because I need to go eat food, but there's still some clutter that needs to happen in this kitchen, and it's fun. I like doing kitchen clutter. It's like look at Look at the books. The title on this book looks like a loaf of bread with a spoon and fork. I think those are supposed to be. Nice. Those are fun emotes. Like this one's got different types of cookies on it. There's the bottom one. I don't remember what the bottom one's supposed to be, but there's a chocolate chip cookies one up next, and like a Hershey's Kiss, and then the peanut butter cookies that you put. You know, you do the cross with the fork. Got them this month by watching streams. Nice. And then I'm guessing another type of chocolate cookie. I know that bottom one's a specific type, but I don't remember. And then like that one's just like a swirly book, and then some of them are just basic books. Because I got tired of ideas. I ran out of ideas. But yeah, those little things. There's perspective in this room was so hard to get to the point where I was happy with it. Also, look, it's a little dragon breathing fire. It's the little things sometimes. Ooh, I wonder if I can include that somewhere. Should definitely have some dragon, something themed silver dragon in the embroidery, I feel like, not just other things. Yeah, definitely she should. I should definitely do that. Okay. How am I gonna remember that? Write it down. Not themed. I love how they're giving like more random free emotes. Though I also get them randomly from being in hype trains, but I love like the random like Halloween emotes I got, and I'm excited. I might have actually. Let me see if I ended up earning any Christmas ones yet. I don't remember. I don't think so, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen and I just forgot. Oh yeah, I have. Oh, that one. Yeah, but like these. That one's from Peak. That's funny. Like I have these. I'm excited that you're just giving some of those out now for just watching stuff. It's fun. But I need to go eat food because it's 9 o'clock and I have work tomorrow. It feels like a Friday. I don't know who decided that's what it was going to be, how it was going to be, but today has felt so much like a Friday, and it's not Friday. Let me take a peek at my following list and see if there's anybody I want to raid. Yeah, I don't think I see anybody unless a mod has a suggestion. But I don't think. You don't have the Shady Cat one, Sag? Yeah, that one, I think I got that from co-streaming with Dragon. So sadly, yeah. Sadly. I was behind a wall of sorts. I wouldn't call it a paywall, but... Okay, yeah, I don't see anybody in to read, and nobody said anything, so yeah, that's gonna be end of stream for me today. Thank you everybody for looking and hanging out and chatting and all this stuff and things. A little bit behind the scenes of the process of some of the stuff you guys get to see when they're done. So always it always ends up being slightly, I get some things done, but it ends up being more of a chatting, vibing stream. I would have played Minecraft, but I'm kind of stuck and done on ArcUSMP and stuck on Sanctuary. So I didn't want to do another dungeon raiding stream. Who knows? So maybe we would do Friday. But I do have some redstone to show off on ArcUSMP. I may show that off at the beginning on Friday and then log out. Or there's one project I do still want to do that I need to do a little bit more prep for. Because I have some Halloween mobs I need to move to somewhere. But I, A, have to decide where. And B, you need to have everything ready to do that. So we'll see what I end up doing on Friday. I'll probably do the same thing again where I decide at 6:30 what I'm doing. Yep, it happens a lot. Do it a lot, it's okay. But anyways, I should be back on Friday. I don't know whether I'm streaming on Saturday. We'll see. Last time I thought I was going to, and then I woke up and was like, actually, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna exist today. So we'll see. But I should be back on Friday. Bye, chat. Bye.